Meow meow, buddy. Meow meow.
God, that was creepy.
That was really weird. We can edit that out.
No, we're not.
Maybe we won't.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Rather Be Playing, the podcast where we talk about how we'd rather be playing games than trying to buy a frickin' house in the shitty Seattle housing market. I'm Josh.
I'm Elliot.
And I'm Stevo.
So, yeah, we're trying to move out of this apartment, and I hate it here as far as moving. They're looking for a house. Like, back in Maryland, when I bought my place, it took us like 2 months to do everything. Here, you basically have a week. Like from the moment you see the house to the moment that the offer gets done, you have a week.
Yeah.
And it's just,
wow, Josh.
It sucks.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm pissed.
It's just
Sounds
competitive
intense.
market, expensive market.
Yeah.
Looking forward to spending all your money, Josh?
Yeah, it's I'll probably be paying double for what I paid in Maryland for my house.
I don't think you need to move at all. You live in a really cool spot with that awesome coffee place right across the street.
I know. I like where I live. I know the wife wants more room and things like that. So yeah, it is kind of small.
She's
I know.
so unreasonable, that woman.
She wants to she needs more places to escape from me.
Honestly, don't know what you see in her, Josh.
Dude.
I'll make sure she listens to this episode. On the plus side, though, speaking of this episode, this is our 10th episode.
Woo!
Congratulations, Rather Be Playing. Woo!
I'm proud of you guys.
So we're done now, right? This is it. This is our last one.
This is a huge milestone.
10 and done. Isn't that the phrase?
You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So I think we should quit.
That happened in episode 8.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
It turned out Josh was the villain.
It was just the most telegraphed plot twist. The joke is done.
Oh god. So guys, I think we should just jump right into it. So what do we got today? Stevo?
Oh, Stevo. You got name dropped in another podcast. Speaking of
by who, by where, when, how did this happen?
The Pod Nerdy to Me podcast. Mike dropped your name, and I was like, hey. He also dropped Joanna because it was her birthday, so I felt like we should probably say happy birthday, Joanna.
Oh yeah, that's right. Happy birthday, Joanna.
So he doesn't get the
share this podcast with your friends.
All of them. And then he mentioned you at some point. I was like, oh man, he called you friend of the show. So I guess Mike's friend of the show here too.
Of course he is.
Friend of the show. Yeah, good times. It was a good episode. Spoiler alert: don't watch the Inhumans. It sounds awful.
Is it a TV show or a movie?
Yeah,
or?
it's a Marvel thing. Yeah.
I'm all marveled out. The Avengers was enough. It was just a headache. And we watched it, Elliot, do you remember we went to see it in 3D as well?
The first one?
Yeah, do you remember the Avengers? The one that was actually called The Avengers?
Yeah, but that one was the good one. The second one was bad.
Good. Anyway, it was all that I needed to give up on Marvel.
You literally just cost us like 3 subscribers.
I'm sorry. I just hate everything. Everything.
I still haven't watched the Avengers, so I'm way behind.
Wow.
I think the last Marvel... I enjoy the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but other than that, I think the last main Marvel movie I watched was Iron Man 2.
Okay, I take it back. Didn't Guardians of the Galaxy come out after Avengers?
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I tell you what, the difference, a movie soundtrack makes such a difference.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But I enjoyed a couple. I enjoyed Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, but I haven't really followed up. And I heard Defenders was okay. So those two were great. I heard Iron Fist was boring as hell, and I heard Daredevil was good. I'm still kind of the taste is still sour in my mouth from those shitty Ben Affleck movies.
You see what we're doing here is we're taking over Pod Nerdy's demographic here.
That's what they get for being nice to us. That's what we do. Be nice to us. We'll eat your lunch.
Okay. Back to games. So, Stevo, you convinced us all to buy a certain thing this past week.
Well, I mentioned that I had pre-ordered it and that it arrived. Blood, Sweat, and Pixels.
Destiny 2.
Yeah, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, a much lauded book by Jason Schreier of Kotaku fame. It's a pretty amazing book. It's about game development and how a lot of different teams work. And okay, I'll be honest, I've only read a few chapters, but it's been pretty fucking riveting so far. I've been really impressed with it. How far are you guys in it?
I hopped around a bit. I read the intro and then read like 5 of the chapters because they're not really in any sort of linear order. You can just kind of pick and choose how you read them. So
I get that impression, but I feel like there's going to be kind of a cohesion, like a theme that slowly builds. But I don't know, maybe not.
Well, I think so far,
sure.
So far from what I'm gathering is that it's all these different. It's 10 different games, and they all have different reasons why their development was kind of funky or bordering on failure until or failing in the case of like Star Wars 1313. But yeah, so it's kind of just different lessons learned for each one.
Yeah, which ones did you check out that we didn't, Josh?
So I read up on Stardew Valley, Diablo 3, The Witcher 3, Destiny, and
I think was
Shovel Knight.
Had he already released Destiny as an article, or did I imagine that? The Destiny chapter.
Oh, I have no idea.
Some of it sounded familiar. I haven't read the Destiny chapter, but there was one part that I felt like I might have read before, but maybe it was like just an excerpt when he was trying to sell the book.
Yeah. Maybe.
I can't wait to read the Shovel Knight one as well. What an amazing game.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I mean, it's a really small studio as well, is it, Josh?
Yeah, Yacht Club. Well, I mean, I think they're bigger now, but like at the time, they only had like 5 people.
That's so cool.
So I sort of jumped around a little bit. Just like I read the first page or so of a couple of them, including the Shovel Knight ones, and like just like where they came from. And I didn't realize that they were from a different studio.
Yeah, they're from Way Forward.
Yeah, so I was like, man, all these different chapters and different game studios and companies have these origins that I'm unfamiliar with, and like I know them so well and I like them so much, and like I like Way Forward games, and I don't know,
what have Way Forward done?
They do a bunch of like licensed games,
but not just that. They do the Shantae series, which is like a platformer, and they do the Mighty Switch Force games. They're kind of like puzzle platformers. Actually, That's exactly what they are, and they're a really good diversion to just like pick up and play. And
it kind of jumps about between all different sizes of teams as well. Like in the first few, the first one was Pillars of Eternity, which was Obsidian Games, which does a lot of work for larger publishers. So they tend to get contracts, don't they, to build different games,
that's their bread and butter.
Yeah, they do. Do they do a lot of licensed games, or like with South Park?
I mean, oh wait, who? Who?
Obsidian.
Obsidian. I think they do a couple, but I think a lot of their stuff is the things like the hell
RPGs.
RPGs like the Pillars games, things like that. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a kind of interesting story because you don't often hear about those kind of developers. They kind of like go unnoticed, like working behind the scenes, building things, and then the publisher gets the credit, or in terms of the South Park game, which is one of the big ones that they released recently. Like, you think of South Park, you don't necessarily think of Obsidian Games.
No.
You think
right.
I know.
Yeah, Matt and Trey, or whatever you call them. But
Matt and Trey.
But it was an awesome game.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, and it was what was it, turn-based RPG, and was Pillars of Eternity turn-based as well?
It's real time. It's real time with pause, which is like the Baldur's Gate type games. Which
That's right.
So basically, like you set up your characters to do whatever, and they just kind of keep going, but you can pause the action at any time to input commands.
Yep. but the idea that came out of like basically a failed contract that they had for Microsoft, and it was in the wake of the very famous Kickstarter for Broken Age.
Yeah,
that Double Fine did and made millions of dollars way quicker and way more than they were expecting. So it took a bit of convincing, but some guys at Obsidian managed to do the same. And obviously, you got to read the book to see how it turns out.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. Like,
spoiler, the game came out.
So I had no idea that Obsidian did Pillars of Eternity. I didn't know they were still working. I thought that, I don't know, I assumed that they were working on the next like Fallout New Vegas kind of thing to Fallout 4, and I had no idea they did Stick of Truth. It's just like, and I know about them. I know who they are. I know they're from Black Isle, and the team that made up Black Isle and Obsidian were part of the team that worked on the original 2 Fallout games. And it's like, they have this huge history, and I didn't know that they were doing stuff like South Park and anything else really, and that especially not that they were behind a Kickstarter game. I thought for sure they'd have no trouble getting the funding that they needed for anything they wanted. But
the part of that reason why they were Kickstarted was the genre is it's old as hell. I mean, well, not old as hell, but I mean it hasn't really been explored much outside of the old D&D styled games. So I mean, it's just, and
it just shows how out of touch publishers are and focus groups are. Like, you're waiting for these people to tell you that you can do something, and then they tell you how to do it, and then it turns out this bastardized version of what you wanted to do. I mean, video games is art. You can't really make art under those conditions. Right. And here you have Kickstarter. It was such a glowing, and I know Kickstarter doesn't always work out that well, but it was a really cool case for Kickstarter.
And that's the thing, like Kickstarter, when it's done right, it's so amazing. Unfortunately, since those days, since Double Fine Adventure and since Pillars of Eternity, like, we've basically heard about so many bad stories about Kickstarter. People taking a load of money, not releasing the product at all in some cases, or releasing something half-baked. The most obvious example of that was Josh, what's it called? Mega Man spiritual success.
Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9.
That came out though.
Yeah,
it came out, but it was absolute trash. I tried playing the first couple of levels, and it was soon after I had played Shovel Knight as well, and I was just like, oh god, get this out of my hands. I don't want to play it.
Shovel Knight, which was another Kickstarter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. And you have, so Bloodlines is still like the Castlevania kind of retread. Is a Kickstarter game that's in development right now.
Yeah.
But that one looks promising, but there's 2 that I'm waiting on that are just in development hell. And it's like, I'm just kind of waiting to see how it happens. It's kind of turned into my entertainment for I'm not getting.
I kickstarted Divinity Original Sin 2, and that's coming out in 2 days, so I'm excited.
Yeah. I've all of the ones I've ever kickstarted have come out. All of them came out late, but there's 2 that haven't. So all but 2. And one of them is Jeremy Soul's music album. It was like a $10 Kickstarter, and his music is pretty good. So I was like, why not? And he hasn't really been working on it.
I have no idea who that is.
He does Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls. He's the composer.
Yeah, he did Secret of Evermore.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Shit, he's been around longer than I thought.
That's another one of those references Stevo doesn't get.
Just look.
Is that on the classic, the Super Nintendo?
No, it's not.
Evermore?
No.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I can't even remember what the other one is. It's the Matsuno turn-based action, the turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
What was it called? Anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't need any more press right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to. Yeah. The less articles about them, the better.
So the chapter I was really excited to read about was Stardew Valley, because it was made by one guy, and he actually lives here in Seattle, Eric Barone. I should go find him and buy him coffee and totally not stalk him.
Tell him to listen to our episode about him.
It doesn't sound like he's a particularly, outgoing social dude, though. I'm not sure he would take you up on that coffee.
Probably not. But yeah, it's just because. So the idea of wanting to make a game has been in my head for like years now, and I just I get distracted very easily. So it's kind of interesting to see like how he did it. Like they were talking about like how he was very bad at adhering to a schedule, and so the the thing kept growing and growing in scope, and
he got distracted too, and the way he did it was by distracting himself by working on other parts of the game.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so like that's the secret.
Like I'm getting pissed off at this damn mines. I'm gonna go work on drawing a rock. You know?
Yeah.
So
instead of stopping to play a different game or watch a movie.
Yeah,
Josh, I actually thought about you a few times when I was reading this. You know,
I did too.
I thought about how this is a man who's so single-minded. He sits down and he actually builds something himself.
Yeah.
Whereas you're a man who has talked so much about making a game, but want other humans to make it for him. It's a complete contrast.
So is that a no, Stevo?
That is a certain no, Josh. But the question is, like, have you not thought about this as a way of doing it? Sitting down and
definitely. It's
starting
just
to build.
There's just entirely too much other crap I've got going on in my life that it's not. I want to, and I really should just discipline myself to do it. But then,
if you were to build something, would it be very narrative heavy or like gameplay? Like, what would be your focus?
I mean, I've got a couple ideas, but the first thing I'd do is probably something more gameplay focused, kind of like a game in the style of like Link to the Past, that sort of type game.
Yeah.
Some narrative, mostly focused on gameplay though. But yeah.
So Stardew Valley is another game that, not another game, but is a game that I have never played, never had any interest in. I was never interested in Harvest Moon, didn't know anything about it.
Neither was I.
And the story blew me away to the point that I'm definitely getting the Switch port when that comes out, because it just sounds so awesome. Like,
let me pull up Steam really quick. Hold on.
Mr. Schreier, you've sold us at least 2 copies of Stardew Valley, I think.
I've put 227 hours into the Steam version of Stardew Valley.
No way.
And I also have it on PlayStation 4.
Wow. And was it $15? Because I heard so he released it on Steam for $15. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then did he? How much was it on the other consoles? On consoles.
It might have been 20. I think it might have been 20. I don't remember.
And was it like a Game of the Year version kind of thing? Did it have anything new that?
Not really. I just wanted to be able to play it on my couch.
Fair play.
Are you gonna get the Switch?
No.
Port?
No, I'm good now.
You should.
No.
Join us. It'll have multiplayer.
Yeah, he promised multiplayer a long time ago. That thing's been taking a while to come out.
But I think like with the Switch port is gonna be the multiplayer will finally get added on as well.
Right.
But and the deal he got from the publishers.
Yeah, 10%. Yeah.
It's like, how do you approach him with that? How do you not start like 25% would have been a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, and control of the IP.
Yeah.
What else have Chucklefish released? Isn't that the name of them?
Yeah. He mentioned in the book that Eric Barone was excited to work with them because of another game they published, and I can't think of the title.
Yeah. It did sound kind of amazing though. Yeah, he cited other publishers as potentially taking like 60% of the gross or whatever. I
mean, just hearing the Obsidian story with Microsoft and I think he just had the generic examples of developers signing up with publishers, and then they control the IP, they control everything, and you're just like, you basically work for them and you make them a game.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I kind of love just one of the little anecdotes from it that he was talking about when he needed a break. He just decided to like put it aside and build a little mobile game.
Yeah.
I just loved it. I loved it because the thing that he learned from building a little mobile game, while it had, you know, the effect that he was hoping, bit of distraction, ease the pressure a little bit, he was like, made me realize I don't want to be a mobile developer. I hate it. And it's like, yes, make good games for good systems, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right. But yeah, so I think we'll come back to Blood, Sweat, and Pixels during the next episode. We should all 3 of us have probably finished it by then.
Yep.
We'll have a more in-depth. We'll take a closer look at some of the other chapters.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, the stories are also good, and we don't want to spend too much of a gaming podcast talking about a book as much as it has to do with gaming. It's a really good book,
but it would be interesting to anyone. I feel like I understand that, you know, obviously, like, I love it for so many reasons. I love it because I love games. Obviously, that's one of the reasons it's really interesting, because I know all these developers, because I don't know the workings of it. But the other thing is, like, I build software myself. I work on databases and writing code day to day, and to hear what other people go through, to hear that they have the same problems and go through the same stresses as I do, while making games, it's like I can relate to it on a whole different level, hearing about his frustration and hearing about how, he thought something would take a couple of months, and then somebody would ask him. And once you get a couple of months into something, you realize it's going to take twice as long as you thought in the first place. And then once you get a half a year into it, you realize it's going to take twice as long again. And you get a year into it. It just, I could totally relate to it so much. It just, I flew through it.
For me, as like a project manager, my brain cried a little bit while reading all these things.
Seriously, that's so good.
So, yeah, but
it's highly recommended if you have any interest at all. Not just games and how they're made, but just how teams come together to fucking
and how people work as well. What drives people? That's what it was for me. Like, well, I guess we shouldn't jump into the Uncharted chapter right now, but how different that situation is. A big giant developer like Naughty Dog compared to one guy living in it, just never leaving his house, basically building a thing, and just why each of the people do that, what actually drives them, what their motivations are. It's a fascinating insight into how people work, but we haven't just been reading books. What else have we been up to, lads? Josh has been playing all the games in the world. We're basically just me and Elliot are gonna shut up now, and Josh is gonna talk for another couple hours, aren't you, Josh? What have you been playing?
What's going on?
What's first on the list?
So I guess first one is pretty quick. I finished my Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta runs.
Fair play. How'd it go?
I finished them, so that works. So I'm trying. Let me look it up really quick. They raised a good amount of money for Child's Play. Let me see how much it was.
And the charity goes to donating video game stuff to kids in hospitals.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it might be specifically kids in hospitals, but it's basically kids.
I think we actually saw them. That they had a little table at PAX, didn't they? I think it was
the Child's Play guys did. Yeah, they were outside, at the top of the escalators. But the 4-job Fiesta raised $23,538. The goal was $20,000, so it got a little bit over.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, they do pretty well each year. It's growing steadily, I believe, each year on year. Well, to be fair, I've been playing Final Fantasy V for a few months now. I just actually finished them this week, so I was stuck on the final boss for like a month. Not really stuck. I just didn't really just finish it, and then finally I was like, oh crap, I need to knock this out before the end of September or the end of August. But the other game I played and beat was Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh my god, I forgot you even had that. Jesus Christ. I forgot about that.
So it was great. I thought it was when I saw that E3 trailer, I was like, what the fuck is this game? And then I was like, I need to have it because it looks so, this thing should not exist, but it looks amazing. And it was pretty damn good.
It looks awesome. I'm sold on it.
Bagsy, you send it to me. If you're all done with it, 100%.
I got to go back and 100% everything. So, but
try.
I mean, I know you guys. I know you guys want to play it, so I won't spoil everything. But it's very lighthearted. It's got some good strategy to it. I mean, a lot of it boils down to just kind of each character kind of has a certain strength to each of their abilities. Yeah, like Mario's good.
I think you talked us through a little bit. What I really want to know is it actually fucking funny? Are the Rabbids, like, did you enjoy it all the way through? Did they really grate on you? Like, was the story good, or was there much of a story?
I mean, the story was pretty simplistic, but there's a Rabbid that's got like this, that gets this scientific device like attached to his head that combines things together with the things that he looks at. And so that's kind of how everything gets all screwed up.
I kind of love that.
And so that's kind of how everything gets all messed up. And then it's the Mario or the Luigi Rabbid and the Peach Rabbid show up and meet Mario, and they go off to kind of stop that one Rabbid. And the Rabbid gets picked up by like Donkey Kong's kid, or not Donkey Kong, Bowser's kid, Bowser Jr. And Bowser Jr. just goes around, getting causing chaos. Well, Bowser's on vacation during this time. That's like the running gag, and Bowser will keep calling up Bowser Jr. and telling him to like take out the trash and stuff like that. So like, so it's pretty funny. It's got its moments. The Rabbids, honestly, I was surprised they didn't really get on my nerves. I'm really surprised. I was expecting it to be like Minions level of just beating me over the head with stupid jokes.
Yeah, but it was so in general, it was more just about it's level by level, kind of discreet, and trying to get like the best rating at it.
Yeah, you're trying to finish each match. Because there's no reviving, so like you to get the best rating in each match, you need to beat each level in a certain amount of turns, and also with no one dying. Alive. So, and for the most part, I got good ratings on all the story levels. The last boss is fucking hard. Let me tell you that though.
Whoa,
that one's gonna be rough. And then there's also challenges after you beat each world where you go back through the levels and there's like 10 different challenges. Some of them are like, kill a certain amount of enemies, make it to the end, escort this dude, or like, what's another one they had? Some of them are nuts, like kill 8 enemies in one turn. So you got to get really strategic with how you actually go about doing that. So there's actually some decent amount of strategy. Not all the characters are as useful as I'd like. But and some
Luigi though. He's useful, right?
He's stats there.
Luigi's like
useful.
Luigi's like the sniper of the group.
Yeah, that's the guy.
I honestly didn't use him as much as I thought I would. I used a lot of the
snipers
close range
were always like the most important thing in an XCOM game.
Well, the thing is he still has like shit. He's the worst HP in the game. And so like I had like Mario or Rabid Mario, which you have to have in your team at all times, regular Mario. Yeah, and then I had I can't remember if it was Rabid Yoshi or regular Yoshi, just kind of running around getting next to people and blowing them up because it was just easier for them to tank than having to like strategically place Luigi somewhere on the map.
I just had to think for a second when you said the words Rabid Mario because it sounds like
yes. Mario got bit by a raccoon, and this is
Rabid Luigi's like, what the hell game is this?
And now he's gonna have to be put out of his misery.
It's true, but it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, though.
I read on Reddit a Mario fan theory, and I didn't pay too much attention because it sounded like it might have been spoilerish. But the theory goes that Princess Peach is Bowser Jr.'s mother. Thoughts?
I don't care.
That's a little creepy, no?
Yeah.
It's a little strange. But then again,
there's a lot of crazy Mario fan theories coming out of the woodworks here.
But it's also on the level of like Sonic fan theories, which I couldn't care less about.
Josh, what was the most amazing thing that happened in Mario and Rabbids? Like, what was the thing that while you were playing it, something happened, you were like, damn it, this game is amazing. Like, everyone should play this game.
It just felt great in battles. So like for instance, so take that one challenge where you had to kill 8 enemies in one turn. The nice thing about this game over say like XCOM and other tactical RPGs is that you do damage by moving basically. So you have jumping and dashing through enemies, which adds on to the damage, which adds this whole new level of strategy to the game. And so like I had to figure out a way to kill these eight guys. There were 10 of them. I only had to kill 8 in one turn. So you figure out how to dash through these guys, run down this pipe, make it to the other end of the map, run down another pipe, come back around, dash another guy, position Yoshi or whoever I had right just so, and then do the same thing with Rabid Mario. But this time you get Rabid Mario's position right in the middle of everybody. You use his skill that draws everybody around you or pulls everybody in, and then you use like his big fucking hammer to kill everybody. And so it's cool to be able to like run the entire way around the map in one turn because like pipes don't count as movement really. It's just neat. I don't know. Just being able to just cause wanton destruction on an entire map in what seems to be like this childish kid-like tactical RPG type game is just hilarious to me.
Yeah, it sounds so good. It's going to be on my list for the fall games. Probably. I feel like I'm going to do a buy 2 get 1 with Rabbids, Destiny 2, and there's another one I'm waiting for, but fuck.
So
I should be playing backlogs.
Speaking of Destiny 2.
Yeah, that's a great segue, thanks.
Yeah, so I jumped back into Destiny 2. I know I gave you guys a lot of shit.
Back into it.
Well, like I bought it, yes. So I honestly, I read a line in a review, and it might have been Kotaku, it might have been Polygon, I can't remember which one it was, but it basically said, it's Destiny 1 without all the bullshit. And I was like...
Yeah, I read that too.
I was like, all right, I'm sold, because that was what... The reason I stopped playing Destiny originally was because it was after the Crota expansion, the Dark Below expansion. I'd never got to play the Taken King or that stuff, but it became almost like a job. And I was like, I don't want it to be like that.
I don't understand, but it was always like that. It was like that when we played through like the story of Destiny 1.
Yeah.
We got to the end, and then, you know, you basically had to grind for hours and hours on end to be able to do the raids, was it? Or
Yeah.
And so it was a job at that point. What's the difference?
So there's still a little bit of that, but it's the sense that you actually feel like you're progressing now. It's not like you have these like discrete levels you have to hit. Like once you beat the story, you're basically you're still trying to get, you know, make your numbers more numberier. You know, it's just kind of the way loot games work.
Yeah, the big thing was though running the routes where you were just picking up like pressing X or square or whatever on like plants and stuff, and run around killing these same enemies over and over again, and these enemies have spawned over here, kill these like, do you have to do that thing again?
So far, I've noticed there's a lot less of that. They still have things like public events that show up, and the public events are those like random events that show up on the map. And you can go work with people.
Well, what's the majority of your time just being spent doing?
Doing a lot of PvP, doing a lot of the strikes, which are those like, they're not raids, but they're longer missions that you do with people.
PvP, PvE.
Yeah. No, PvP is player versus player.
So you've been playing against each other?
Yeah, there's like a deathmatch and control and all that stuff. Yeah,
just like the first one.
Oh, and you can level up by playing that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, did that level you up in the first one?
Well, yeah, you earn gear. Well, actually, yeah, you would earn experience as well too. But you also earn gear at the end of the match too. Like, you have a chance to get good shit at the end of each of those too.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay,
so yeah,
Steve was sold on Destiny 2.
No, I'm not, because I can remember in Destiny 1, the reason I didn't see that as that much of a draw was because it felt like when we played PvP, I wasn't leveling up quickly at all, and I had just the experience of being battered constantly by people who were way better at that game than me. So it was kind of double whammy constantly.
Yeah. So I've gone back and played the first Destiny, and I also didn't get any of the expansions, but I've gone back and played like just over the summer a couple times for an hour or two, and I really like the way the gunplay is still. Like, as much as I am bored to tears of just fighting like wave after wave after wave after wave of enemy, and then just to solve that problem and be like, oh, you know, the little floaty ghost downloads cracks the encryption in the computer, and you have to stave off the enemies that are coming in. He finally does it.
That is gone, thankfully. The missions the missions actually have missions. They actually have goals and objectives, and it's not go to this point and wait to kill 3 waves of enemies and then kill the boss when he shows up.
Do they have variety? Are you actually going are you running over the same areas the whole time? Are you fighting the same enemies?
No. So it is the same general enemies. There are some new types, but one of the nice things about this game, though, that they did is that you're constantly fighting more than one enemy type at a time. So, like in Destiny 1, you would fight the Fallen on Earth, you would fight the Hive on the Moon, you would fight the Vex on Venus, and the Cabal on Mars. This time around, you're fighting like 2 or 3 enemy types on each planet. So sometimes you'll be fighting multiple ones, and then there's a new race, which is basically like, they call them the Taken, which is basically like souls of dead enemies, not necessarily ones you've killed, but it's basically they combine all the races into one race, and so now you can fight like all sorts of different types together. So you might fight like a Cabal Phalanx dude next to a Vex Goblin, but they're both Taken, so they're on the same side and trying to kill you. But yeah, the mission structure is different. Like there's a mission where you basically get a tank and you're running through killing things on the way to the level.
That sounds a little different anyway.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different stuff. So far it's a lot better. I still think once you get to the end game, there's going to be some, you know, there will probably be a little bit of monotony here and there, but I am looking forward to doing the raids. The raids were great in the first game. They took a lot of time and a lot of coordination, but actually accomplishing it and finishing it was great. You're like, oh my god, I finally did it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't think we ever got that far. And if we did, you were probably just killing everything, and we were just constantly being killed by enemies who were 10 levels above us.
But yeah, it's a fun game, guys. You should get it.
Okay, so sell us on it. That's what I want to hear. All this is well and good, but right now I'm just hearing this is an average game in 2017 that's slightly better than an average game in 2015.
So they added another thing called it's a clan system. So you group up with other people, as part of like a clan, and the way it works is as clan members do stuff, they add points to the overall clan points, and therefore. And you get rewards at the end of the week based on the performance of the entire clan. So if you've got like a hardcore guy in your clan and you're just I play maybe like once or twice a week for like an hour, you'll still get whatever the clan gets at the end of the week.
But will you also get shamed into submission for not pulling your weight?
Depends on your friends.
Yeah, depends on your friends.
Have you been receiving a load of abusive messages through PSN chat?
No, so far it's been pretty good. It hasn't been Rocket League levels of "you suck, jackass."
What a save!
Yeah. So so far it's been good. I've had pretty good positive reception with playing with randoms. It's been a lot of fun so far.
I really want to get this on PC.
I know. Sorry. Have fun.
We should really do it on PC. I'm trying to play Wolfenstein, and it's fun, but there's so many moments where I just panic and die because I can't fucking get the controller pointed right.
Yeah, so you're playing Wolfenstein on PS4?
I'm playing Wolfenstein on PS4 and playing Spec Ops on PC, and the controls are serviceable. Like, I used to play exclusively, and I'm really detracting here from Destiny, but I used to play console shooters all the time, and so I get it. I know how to, but once you go to PC, it's just you get so much more control. So like, as much as I'd love to play Destiny on the PS4 community, like I feel like I just have so much more fun with the mouse and keyboard.
But yeah, part of the reason I like Destiny is the community is actually really great.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of missing.
Yeah, there are a lot of helpful people, a lot of people that just kind of want to play along with you. It doesn't really matter if you're good or not. They just want to play, and so it's great for that.
And I'm afraid if PC has a community, it's going to be more toxic than PS4. Maybe that's unfair, but
yeah. Is there anything really to base that on? Or?
Just don't put PewDiePie in your clan.
Let's not talk about him.
No, fuck it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to give that shit stain any more coverage. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's just all agree there's no excuse for racist slurs ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that hopefully he disappears.
I didn't know you were playing Wolfenstein on PS4 though.
Yeah. Because I bought it before I built my PC, like way back.
Yeah, I actually played it on PS4 as well. And it's funny you were saying about the controls because I kind of enjoyed it on the controller for some reason. I thought it was a little bit forgiving. I since tried to play it on Uber difficulty, and I found it.
It's like you're playing it in the back of a car.
How are you finding it, Elliot? Are you playing it on like normal or what?
Yeah, just normal.
You getting through it okay?
Yeah,
I mean it's you, but
for the most part, yeah. I just I go through pretty well, and then I'll get to some gunfight where I die multiple times, and you got to kind of learn it. And I'm on this one where you have to destroy these, the giant robots, like the Ed 209 things, and there's like 3 of them. You blow them all up with helicopter miniguns, and then you're like, that was the hard part. I'm done. And then I always die after because the swarm of enemies comes in on foot. And I was just like, I already did the hard part, and I've like I died many times before destroying those robots, and I finally got through that, and I keep dying after that, and then having to it's like the checkpoint is way back.
Yeah. What is this scene? Whereabouts is this?
You're in the tower after you meet the resistance group. You go into you like crash into the car, and the guy takes you up there. And then you just like every gunfight in this building has been so hard, just like ramped up from all the previous ones.
It's a pretty great game though, isn't it? Are you
so
enjoying
good?
it?
I'm absolutely loving it. It's just like, this last time when the swarm of enemies came in after I destroyed all the robots, I I fucking like lost control of my stick, and I tried to, you hold R1 and you get the weapon wheel so you can choose what gun you want, and I meant to choose one gun, didn't realize I chose the one without ammo, and I'm just like click, 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 and then I'm dead. I'm like, this wouldn't have fucking happened if it's just like 2 or 3 deaths in a row in this intense scene where that wouldn't have happened if I had a mouse.
I feel like we're doing this thing again, though. We've started talking about a game without talking about the game.
So,
Josh, what's for Wolfenstein? What's the full title?
So Wolfenstein is the New Order. It's not the latest. I guess technically there was the Old Blood, which is like an expansion after it.
Yeah.
But it stars B.J. Blazkowicz, and basically
What an awesome character.
Dude, can I just say really quick that the voice acting and the characters in this game are awesome?
Yeah, they're brilliant. They're so over the top and ridiculous, but
they're done well.
Yeah, they're well acted, and it's genuinely funny at times, even though it's mostly just completely schlocky and cheesy, but it's so good.
But like, it starts out you going on a mission to go fight General Death's Head, who was actually in the old Wolfenstein games as one of the antagonists.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a botched mission. You go into I guess it's like a vegetative state type thing. You wake up like 40 years later, or 20 years later, or something like that, and the Nazis have taken over the world in some alternate history where they blew up Manhattan with a nuke. And
it's really amazing. They do that little like ticker tape. They do the little. They show you different newspapers, is it? Or how do they do that again?
Yeah, there's newspaper articles you can read around the place, around the levels.
But don't they do like a little video to tell you what has happened? Or how do they show you? How do they?
I don't think they do. I think you just pick it up. You hear people mention it because you're...
Okay, sorry, I'm going crazy.
Yeah. Like you find out that he's been in a coma for like 19 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what? And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I remember being shocked when I heard that. Like, I didn't realize eons had passed while I was in it. Like, there was no montage of like.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, yeah. When I originally booted up the game, I was like, this entire game takes place in this fucking castle, and then it was like, oh no, time skip, and I'm like, okay, here we go then.
I thought that too, and I was like, well, it is called Castle Wolfenstein. This must be it.
It's not called Castle Wolfenstein. That was a different one.
Yeah. I know that there's a Castle Wolfenstein at some point in the canon, and so that's what I assumed.
But yeah, I finished it on hard mode. It was great. Last boss was kind of disappointing, but overall, I liked it. I don't know. I if I'm comparing it to Doom, since that was the last game I played, Doom was like controlled chaos. Yep. Whereas with like Wolfenstein, I was more methodical as I kind of walked through the levels.
And the stealth is really satisfying.
I don't know. Most of the time, I just said fuck it and started shooting everybody.
Yeah, but I actually I tried to do all the perks. So your perks are broken down into what is it like stealth? There's just weapons.
There's I think there's. Demolition. Yeah, there's movement, demolitions, energy, and I think just regular. Oh, and dual wielding. I guess that falls under demo. But yeah, there's 4 different ones, I guess.
Yeah, but it really and every time you level up one of the perks, so if you get like 10 stealth kills or something, it unlocks throwing knives for a stealth kill, and then so your armory kind of builds up as you work with certain weapons, and I found that really satisfying. I was like working to get every single perk in the entire game. Did you just do the same, or did you just not care?
I did not. I mean, I cared, but some of them I was just like, I'm too busy just going through and be like, well, the best thing I've got is the assault rifle. Why don't I just use that the entire time? So
yeah, I wasn't too worried about it either.
I think for me, what it was though was it was on PS4. And like, if you got all the perks,
gotta get the trophies.
It kind of is though. It kind of was. It was knowing that you get a bronze for every single perk that you level up, and then I think you got a silver for every time you did an entire column, an entire tier. So if you did all the demolition perks, you would get a silver one. I did kind of find that a real incentive. One of the reasons.
Did you get them all? Did you platinum? Did you get?
So I didn't platinum because I haven't beaten it on Uber difficulty yet. That was another reason why I kind of jumped back in. But then I died so many times. I was like, probably don't have the time to give this.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, I can't imagine.
What was your favorite set piece in it so far, Elliot?
Let's see.
what have you done? Like, even tell us a bit. Have you done the prison breakout? Have you done? And that was it. Like, do these happen in both the timelines? Because at one point it splits and there's 2 different timelines. You have a choice that you can make.
I think there's very little, I think, that changes. I was reading up on it. Actually, Elliot and I did all the opposite ones. So he went with Fergus, I went with Wyatt. Yeah,
I was wondering if like the other timeline, the Nazis don't take over, and credits roll.
And the credits roll, everything was great.
So what the hell did this guy do?
The only thing I can tell you is that it affects something towards the very end.
Okay.
And even then, it's not that different, just a different cutscene, kind of. So
the characters are so good in it too, though. Even the enemies, I'm thinking about. What do you call the crazy lady who?
Frau.
The Frau someone, but she's just ridiculous and maniacal, and they're just so good. And Death's Head as well is fantastic. He's just
Death's Head. What a great name.
I know.
Yeah.
Everything about it is so
BJ Blazkowicz. Come on.
BJ Blazkowicz. Yeah, that whole opening, like, in the plane during the war and getting shot down was a fucking great set piece.
Yeah.
The one that cracked me up was when, like, the old man and his daughter are driving you through all these Nazi encampments. Mm-hmm. And you finally get through the last one and the robots attack. Yeah. And it's the first time you fight the robots. And you're just like, he's driving through, you jump on the car and you think you're about to get away. And then this fucking machine just comes out of nowhere and he's just like, robot. Just go fly. As if this happens all the time. He's like, there's the robot that we all know of. It's like, okay, I'll take care of it.
Yeah. I thought the scene on the train as well, where Frau is like interrogating you or something, or she's just you think that she is, but like she's so just giving you the eye or something.
Yeah,
it was so creepy and so well done. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, I thought you would enjoy this one in general. Elliot, what do you think? Will you finish it?
I'll definitely finish it. I'm liking it a lot. It's just like a few moments of frustration with and I'd say the difficulty is fair. Like it's challenging without being too hard. Like it's a fair amount, but I think I'm just getting frustrated with controls and general stupid. I don't know. I think if I wasn't playing Spec Ops at the same time, which is going much better with much more controls with the mouse and keyboard, I wouldn't be as frustrated. But I'm enjoying it so much. It was a good pick.
Yeah,
I just gotta fucking finish it.
What about Spec Ops then? How are you getting through that?
I think I'm maybe halfway or a third of the way or so. I feel like, as I mentioned to you before, that I've heard that there's a big twist at the end that makes you feel like an asshole. And once you know that, as you go through, the foreshadowing gets really obvious. So I feel like I've guessed it. So if you guys want to talk, I know you both finished it recently. Yep. It's like game number 6 that Josh finished. So if you guys want to talk about it, I don't mind. But I'm still gonna get through it either way.
I mean, I think I'd rather wait till you finish it, just because I know you haven't even hit the part yet. So I mean, not even the ending thing, but we can save it for later, I think.
There are so many important story beats that you haven't even touched on yet, so I guess we gotta.
But I mean, it's a great game. I think you'll really enjoy it. I'd rather wait to talk about it till you're done. And in the meantime, though, you could totally play another game,
Destiny 2.
or whatever we end up picking for you.
Oh,
it's that time again, everybody.
We missed the last one because of PAX, but that's fine. We just do it this week.
Yeah, and I still haven't finished my games from the last one, so why not just add onto it?
I'll pick a short one for you. Don't worry.
Okay, I trust you guys, I guess.
That's your first mistake.
So we've all got SNES Classic pre-orders, not to brag about it, but to suggest that maybe we'll... Well, I mean, the news just came out that Nintendo is increasing shipments into 2018, and they're bringing back the NES Classic, so maybe it won't be as crazy of a thing. So that's great. More people get their hands on it, and maybe you could play along with us as we maybe pick some games from that.
So for me, I've pretty much beaten most of the games on there already. So I'm gonna pick something else.
I'm gonna make my way through them, but Like, surely the ones that you would want to pick for people are ones which are like 200-hour long games anyway. Like, I feel like the obvious games that you want to pick for people are Super Mario World and Final Fantasy VI.
Don't worry about it. Well, Stevo, remember last week you had a 2-hour long game, so
and
you were running on borrowed time.
And come on, there's bound to be lots of things in our backlogs even before then. And don't we have like a week before? How long? 2 weeks before it comes out?
Yeah, it'll come out like right before our next episode goes up. So after we record it. So maybe we'll save it for the feature backlog. But
yeah.
I'm just excited.
Oh well, I gotta change mine for Stevo then. Damn it.
And our whole thing about backlogs, like we started off playing all these classic NES or SNES games, and I was like, we should do that again. That was so much fun. But
screw it, I'm still picking this for Stevo. He can play it when it comes around. It's not
okay.
It's not FF6. Don't worry, it's not a long one.
Okay.
All right, so I guess I'm up first then. All right, I would rather be playing Beyond Good and Evil. I've been spinning my log forever, and I've meant to play it, and I've just never really gotten around to doing it. So
yeah, it's a great game, great characters, kind of funny and charming.
Yeah,
and it's still got really interesting graphics. I mean, the worlds are obviously really small at this point because they're so old, but graphics are kind of cool and colorful.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things. It seems to have. I think it's more of like a cult following, but it's all like really positive stuff about it. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I do want to play that as well.
So yeah. So all right, so Beyond Good and Evil's for me. What about you guys for me?
Am I going up next?
Yeah, you're up, Elliot.
Okay, I actually haven't picked a game for you, so I'm gonna throw out one that I see on your list here as I scroll through it. Oh, Josh, I'm gonna pick Limbo for you.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
I've started playing it on. I think I played it on like my phone for a bit.
It's on iOS?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and everything's on fucking iOS now.
I know, like the new That Game Company game.
Yeah, apparently that's not exclusive.
Oh, okay, good.
It's just starting out like a timed exclusive for iOS.
Yeah. All right, so
big deal.
I could do Limbo. That's not bad.
I've got one that might be a little fun for you as well.
Lies.
Josh, you're potentially going to be playing in... Have I picked this? I don't think I've picked this for you. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Ooh.
It's one that I have to play myself as well.
Yeah, I started it. I need to get back to finishing it. But damn it, you have to break out the PS3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, God. All right, well, if I roll a 1, then I'm going to play Beyond Good and Evil. If I roll a 2, I'll play Limbo. And if I roll a 3, I'll be playing Metal Gear Rising.
Go Metal Gear Rising.
Steve-O's always going to pick for me anyway. Yep, God damn it.
Yay!
Every single time.
Mad skills, me.
All right, so Metal Gear for me. God damn it. All right, now I got to break out the PS3.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, Elliot, for you. Actually, no, you can go. Tell you, what would you rather play?
Oh, let's see. I spent the last couple seconds picking Stevo's game, and I haven't picked one for me. So I'm going to go with
Destiny 2.
I know. I really should. I should. I hope this isn't too long.
That's
How long is
said.
your? She ever said that?
I know.
I'm gonna pick Castlevania: Lords of Shadow.
Ah, that's interesting. That was one that I considered giving.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that'll be interesting. I haven't played that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Well, good luck,
Elliot.
Thanks,
Elliot. You know how tempted I am to pick Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance for you, just so that I can recreate.
Just see if that happens again.
That worked out so well this time, as far as who actually finished it.
Since you're so incapable of finishing games, I'm going to instead pick something significantly shorter. I am going to give you Undertale.
Hey.
Cool little indie game. Josh, did I pick that for you at one point? Did I pick it? No, I picked it for me.
No, you picked it for yourself. You picked it for yourself and didn't get it. Yeah, no, Undertale's good. I haven't finished it. I'm about halfway through probably, or maybe 3/4, but I need to knock that out too.
Yep.
All right, Elliot, for you then.
Wait, I didn't mean to pick that.
What?
Elliot, can I change it?
Sure.
We haven't rolled yet. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm glad I got this in. Okay, Elliot. So, I just have to confirm that you have this on a certain game system, and then I'll pick it for you.
Okay.
Do you have Gears of War on...
I do.
Do you have it on Xbox 360?
I do.
Okay. Then...
But I also have Ultimate Edition on Windows 10.
Yeah, but I don't have it on Windows 10, but I do have Gears of War on Xbox One that I can play with you.
Co-op.
And I think with Xbox One, we could use Mixer to stream it.
Oh, shit. I have to buy Xbox Live, don't I?
Yeah. If you get this, then you have to buy Xbox Live. Okay, Gears of War it is.
All right, Gears of War there for Steve. Okay, Elliot, I also wanted to pick a short game for you since you're terrible at finishing games. So this one probably take you, I don't know, maybe like 5 hours, maybe 6, depending on how long you go. But it's an old PS1 classic. You got it's called Silent Hill.
Oh, fuck you.
It's been 3 backlog roulettes since the last time I did it. I'm bringing it back.
There's 2 questions here. Well, 1, is he allowed to do that?
Yes.
And 2, will Elliot play it if he gets it?
He said he's already started it, so I know
I know, but he hasn't played it, and he hasn't played any of the games. We have to try and encourage this useless bastard to play some games.
I just haven't finished.
I know, so here we go.
Make it clear.
I want him to finish it.
What do you think, Elliot?
He doesn't get a say.
So, no games have been repeated yet.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm a little hurt that we had to start with that one.
I told you on the very first episode I was going to make you play Silent Hill.
Yeah, but it didn't work, and I thought we were just going to move on.
Okay, Elliot.
Okay,
Elliot.
Fine. Sorry. All right. Silent Hill 2.
All right, fine. Silent Hill. That's fine.
All right.
It's been 10 episodes. I think we're all right.
So if you roll a 1, you get Silent Hill. If you roll a 2, you get shit. What did you pick, Elliot? Sorry, for yourself.
What did I pick? Shit. Okay, I found the one I almost picked, and then
Castlevania.
Castlevania Lord's Shadow.
Lord's Shadow. If you get that up to 2, and if you roll a 3, you get to play Gears of War with Stevo.
Oh God, come on, 2. Oh shit, that's the wrong channel.
Come on, okay. 1.
Okay, so fuck's sake. 1 is Silent Hill.
2 is Castlevania. 3 is Gears of War.
Come on, 3 again. Come on, 3 again.
Yes! Yes!
For fuck's sake.
Okay. It was bound to happen at some point.
Yes!
For fuck's sake. Fuck everything. I quit.
You knew this day was coming, Elliot.
I'm off. You guys can edit your own episodes.
This is what you get for not beating your games. I feel like you brought this on yourself.
This is a punishment.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support. Fuck.
Yes!
Everything.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I'm not going to stream this. This is bullshit.
Oh, stream it. Yeah, that's great. You got it.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Can you stream it? Because you can't stream. I don't have an Elgato, so I obviously would have to do it through.
You do PSEXE
market means exactly.
Yeah, but you own the game. Oh, yeah. I can send you my.
I do own the game,
yeah.
But
do you have it on Steam or is it on Steam?
No, it's not.
No, it's on PSN.
Okay, well, you might be able to, but I'm not sure. But all right,
I'd rather play it on Vita. It's less scary on the smaller screen.
There you go. All right, Stevo, you're up.
Why don't you tell me what I have to play first?
All right, so Stevo, if you roll 1, I would want you to go. You're going to break out the SNES Classic. You're going to play Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country, is that even beatable? How many levels? How many years?
It's about
It's beatable.
It's like Super Mario World levels, like type of.
Oh,
like,
Super Mario World is unbeatable. There's about 1 million levels in it.
No, there's
no.
Donkey Kong Country is short enough. You should be fine.
It's shorter than that.
Yeah.
It's got a clear beginning and end. It's not like Bonus World, Star World, or
I know what the beginning is, me being terrible at. I know what the end is, me being terrible at.
Okay, well, get to the end and tell us how terrible you are.
There you go.
All right, Elliot.
Stevo, for you, I pick a game that I haven't finished but got pretty far in, which is probably my life story.
It is.
So I can at least talk to you about it a little bit. A little game called Mirror's Edge.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good call. I've got that on Xbox One backward compatible, so I wouldn't mind playing that on there.
Mirror's Edge isn't bad. Yeah, that's a good one.
And what am I gonna pick for myself here, guys? I feel like I want something with a good story. Something that I'll enjoy playing through.
Silent Hill?
Have I already...
Final Fantasy.
Have I already picked this one? Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna pick one that Elliot bought me as a present, actually. He gifted me it on Steam. I'm gonna go for Soma.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought you were going to say Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Maybe we should have saved the horror games
I
for
could have
next
said that if I'd ever heard those words before. Yeah, so Soma, it's from the makers of Amnesia. It's meant to be pretty creepy and a bit of a mindfuck. But it's meant to have a good story, I think. So,
yeah.
All right, I'm going for it.
Yeah, I think I have that too. I've been meaning to play it. Maybe no. I'm really thinking Inside. I don't know. I have one of those. All right. If you roll a 1, you get Donkey Kong Country. If you roll a 2, you get... Why can I never remember what Elliot says?
God.
Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge. And if you roll a 3, you'll play Soma.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. What did I get?
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country isn't even a story. This doesn't make sense. Okay, I guess I'm going to play Donkey Kong Country. And I guess I'm going to wait about for 2 weeks until my SNES Classic appears. And then I'm going to play Donkey Kong Country.
You can knock it out.
See what you did, Josh? You picked both of our games and we fucking hate you.
I know.
Yeah.
This is glorious. This is glorious.
God damn it.
Well,
all right. So
that's the way the dice rolls sometimes.
I'll be playing Metal Gear Rising. It's okay. I got to break out my PS3, which I hate you guys for.
You get to play Metal Gear fucking Rising.
I know. Yeah, but you get to play the classic Silent Hill. And Stevo gets to play the other classic Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, I guess we're all playing.
See what I'm giving you guys? I'm giving you guys life.
No. No.
Give me death. Constant death. Many deaths. I'm just glad that the SNES Classic is going to have like a state save. I'm just going to cheat my way through it.
No. I started playing Donkey Kong Country again on the Wii U Virtual Console like a couple of years ago, and I'm still kind of, when I am just killing time, getting a couple levels in here and there, and it's fucking impossible without save states. Yeah. It's completely fucking impossible. I started off being like, I'm not going to use any save states until because there's mid-level checkpoints. I'm only going to use them then. By the end, I use them like after every jump that I successfully make. So
yeah, I'm going to do something similar.
It's fucking doable.
Stevo, I'll even play it along with you, Stevo.
Yeah, will you give me tips and stuff like you did with Mega Man 2?
No. Do you want them?
Well, yeah. I mean, what did you mean by play along with me? Oh, you meant that you would just beat the game while I didn't beat the game.
Yes, basically.
No,
yes.
No, I'm good. No, I don't want that.
It's hard. It's harder than it's hard, Josh.
I'm sure
it's hard. You can't take it.
Josh sometimes forgets he's just better at games.
It's a good game. I think you'll enjoy it. It will be frustrating at times, but you will also be like, okay, I can do this.
I'll definitely give it a go.
All right, so we got our games. So, Elliot, what you got for us?
Should we wrap this up?
I think that's a cast.
Is that what you meant?
Although, Elliot, you have an announcement for everybody.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Again? Who is the father this time?
This time, it's me again. That joke's going nowhere quickly.
Yeah, stop it.
Mental note, don't put Elliot on the spot.
So we're going to be going to our very first convention in which we are setting up our own booth. And it'll be the LexiCON convention, which is, if you haven't guessed, a book convention, a library kind of convention. It's going to be in someplace in Maryland.
The Lexington Park Library?
The Lexington Park Library in Lexington, Maryland.
Lexington Park.
It's on October 7th. So if you are in the Maryland area, come by and see us. We'll have a booth set up.
There'll be
that's all we really know at this time.
You guys will have a podcast forum too, like a talk.
Oh yeah, I just meant in terms of what our booth will contain.
Oh yeah.
We'll be taking part in a panel, a podcast panel. It's just us and the Same Team Y'all podcast people, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's just the four of us.
You should check them out
sitting
too.
Up there. Yeah. Same Team Y'all is a great podcast. Friends of the show, have been really helpful with a lot of stuff with helping us get started as well. They are.
What are they? What would you call them, Stevo?
A great bunch of lads.
Yeah,
they are
right on cue. So yeah. Well, come by, shoot us some questions at the panel, and we'll answer them for you. So stop by the booth.
Noon to 4, right?
Yes, it's from noon to 4. So it's a very short con. The panel's only 30 minutes. But we're very excited, and
it should be an awesome time.
As many of you as who can.
I should be there too. Josh doesn't love us as much as we love him. So, despite the fact that we went all the way to Seattle for him, he will not be coming here for this.
He won't be there.
Maybe we can. Maybe he can call in on Skype or something.
There you
we can
go.
just put him on a giant monitor behind us. It'll be really, really creepy. I feel like that would suit him perfectly.
Be very 1984-ish.
We'd of course mute the TV, and then I think good to go.
Yeah, true.
he could just look angry and frustrated and like yap about in the background a bit.
So we'll remind you again, because we'll have another episode on before we go to the convention, but
like and subscribe and check out our website, ratherbcast.com. Is that it, Elliot?
Yes,
that's the one.
What's the official Twitter?
At RBPcast is our official Twitter account. We each have our own, at RBP Josh, RBP Stevo, and RBP Elliot. Check us out on the website that they said, ratherbcast.com. All our information's there. You can get links to our Twitch, Facebook, all sorts of things there.
Please like and share the podcast with everyone that you know, even people who don't like games but just love smooth Irish accents. Pass it on to them. They deserve to hear us too.
Yes, they do.
It's true.
All right, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys, for doing that ending for me. Needed the help.
He's still a little verklempt after hearing he has to play Silent Hill.
Fucking Silent Hill.
Usually Josh's cat would be hanging around helping you out at this point, wouldn't he?
True, yeah. She's somewhere.
Meow, meow, buddy. Meow, meow.
God, that was creepy.
That was really weird. We can edit that out.
No, we're not.
Maybe we won't.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. See you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.